A podcast has no name. They are untitled and they're oh so happy that you came to this revival. Yo, get hit with Ballard's Club when Megan mocks for Finn. See red for Becky Lynch when David cheers for the man. Straight out of Dublin and the Bronx when they watch games. He is a Blackhawks bloke, she is a Yankees dame. And they will say whatever the fuck they wanna say because untitled means no limits and they're rated MA. When you got Megan and Dave, your podcast don't need a name. Untitled, it will remain. Untitled, it will continue to be. This podcast don't need a name. Untitled, it will remain. Untitled with Megan and Dave. Got more flair than Charlotte, make more bank than Sasha. Don't care if you don't like those Pats. Well, we watch Julian Edelman perform at peak perfection. Yeah, discuss it all at length, then change direction. Many topics, many episodes, and many emotional jabs. Old Dave will huff and puff whenever Megan gets mad. When Megan speaks her mind, the people podcast has no name. They are untitled and they're oh so happy that you came to this revival. Yo, get hit with Ballard's Club when Megan mocks for Finn. See red for Becky Lynch when David cheers for the man. Straight out of Dublin and the Bronx when they watch games. He is a Blackhawks bloke, she is a Yankees dame. And they will say whatever the fuck they wanna say because untitled means no limits and they're rated MA. When you got Megan and Dave, your podcast don't need a name. Untitled, it will remain. Untitled, it will continue to be. This podcast don't need a name. Untitled, it will remain. Untitled with Megan and Dave. Got more flair than Charlotte, make more bank than Sasha. Don't care if you don't like those Pats. Well, we watch Julian Edelman perform at peak perfection. Yeah, discuss it all at length, then change direction. Many topics, many episodes, and many emotional jabs. Old Dave will huff and puff whenever Megan gets mad. When Megan speaks her mind, the people run away. Cause yo, it's all untitled and it's rated MA. When you got Megan and Dave, your podcast don't need a name. Untitled, it will remain. Untitled, it will continue to be. This podcast don't need a name. Untitled, it will remain. Now here comes Megan and Dave.
Good evening, everyone, and welcome to another edition of the Megan and Dave Untitled Podcast for episode, drumroll please, 20. Yeah, that was very anticlimactic. Let's try it again, everyone. Everyone, it's episode 20. All right, Megan, let me stop. Yes, this is episode 20. I was trying to raise up the move because Dave's like, I'm Megan, that's Dave. Hello, everyone.
And I don't think you're saying it's anticlimactic that we've gotten to 20 episodes?
How the hell did we make it to 20 episodes?
I have no idea. I would have thought you would have gotten us kicked off after 20 minutes in the first show.
Okay, let's break this down. 20 episodes. Going back 20 episodes ago. Let's see. We've had a black, no graphic. So many jabs. Me yelling at the wrestling brand. FSR was born. Dave going on an adventure. Me being sick on the last show when Jeremy was live, who, by the way, is our guest. A toilet flushing. People saying it's shit. And as well as other shit that keeps us going. Yes, we may suck. Yes, we may be dull. Because if we talk like this, we're going to be dull. Or if we talk like this, well, I like Seth Rollins and I like his... I just slapped myself to get myself out of it. We would still be on. And honestly, when you're committed to something, you're committed to something and it keeps you going. Hell, when we hit a year, it's going to be a big thing. A big thing when it's a year, unless something happens, knock on wood. Okay, so, yes, so we're here, episode 20, finally here, does a little breakdown. You know, I think we at the end of the year, I don't know when that episode, probably episode 80, I'm just saying, but I think it's not 80, I don't know. But, you know, we should have a recap of our shows.
How many weeks were there in a year? You don't even know,
53? 53?
52.
Okay, close enough. 52.
So, if we were to do one show every week, what episode would it be at the end of 1 year?
Let's see. It's gonna be interesting. So, here we go.
You just said it.
What?
I said, how many episodes would it be if we reached a year?
What was my answer?
52. If we
I'm an asshole.
Oh
my god, not even a couple minutes in, this damn show's already going off the air.
Also to say what you were talking about earlier, we don't go on the air talking about Seth Rollins. We do talk about Finn Balor. Excuse me. Also, all the stuff that doesn't stop you from, you know, getting sick and all that. Hell, you got a damn tornado that's threatening to stop this one.
Oh my god! Whoa! I'm sure everyone has heard it on the news. First off, my thoughts are with Dayton, Ohio, as well as the people in the Midwest that are also dealing with this, as well as my state, Morgantown, which is not that far from me. It's right up the turnpike here, near Harrisburg, I think. Harrisburg, Lancaster. They have had a bad tornado. When I was coming home on the bus, it was starting to get bad, and I'm like, what the heck? And I'm, okay, do not scare anyone on this bus, because people are going to be panicking. People here in my neck of the woods, they panic. If they see a snowflake that falls on the first snowflake, they see bread. It's bread, milk, eggs, whatever. And I'm like, how the hell can you survive on that? I mean, mind you, I lived in the Poconos for 8 years, and obviously used to blizzards, used to tornadoes. But, you know, when I got off the bus, which is the stop here, and I'm like, what the hell is going on here? Then my phone's like, tornado warning. I'm like, all right, so this is not going to be good, because I also remember a couple of years ago when we did the Wow Candy Visuals podcast 4 years ago, and we were getting ready to go on the air. I looked up at the sky and I said, Dave, we can't do this show. You're like, why? There's a possibility that there's a tornado nearby. The sky turned green, a tealish color, and I'm like, okay, I can't do this, and it got bad. And I'm like, where's my mom and my stepdad? Now, mind you, this is 2015. They were stuck in traffic on the Schuylkill, which got bad. But obviously, we all travel to work. We all get stuck in snowstorms. We all get stuck in tornadoes. We all get stuck in severe thunderstorms, flooding, blizzards, all this crazy stuff. But thank God we're here. Nothing stopped us. If something happens, you'll hear me go, I gotta get off. This is bad. We gotta cut this. But as of right now, everything seems to be okay. Just make sure nothing's happened. Okay.
Knocking on wood again.
Knocking on wood. AC's running. Okay, it is summertime. About to be summertime.
Don't worry, we can't hear it yet.
We can't hear anything. So obviously everything's okay. I can just turn on AccuWeather on my TV. I can watch the Weather Channel on. But obviously Verizon Files, they're in dispute with Weather Channel and everything. They can't give us Weather Channel, which sucks because AccuWeather sucks. Anyway, so enough that said, we're going to create our own thunderstorm, severe tornado, ourselves, whatever. Okay, so episode 20, hour 1. This is us. Surprisingly, we're not actually starting with a WWE thing. W had their show all or nothing.
Double or nothing. Yeah.
Strike
it was
one.
all in was the first one. Double or nothing was this one. Kind of, gambling reference because I'm in Vegas.
Damn. All right, all or nothing. Excuse me. Sorry. Wrestling Twitter, do not go after me.
For full disclosure, I will say this: I haven't watched the full show just yet because I haven't had a chance. Blame work. I also, it happened on a Saturday night. I work Saturday night, so I didn't know. I have heard what happens. I have seen like highlight packages and all that. I've seen that, and also the GIFs online, which for some reason, for what I've heard, somebody. It was somebody kept flagging the GIFs of the show, or GIFs, whatever you want to call it, for some reason.
I don't know why, because the Young Bucks are like supporter of TDE.
Yeah,
and TDE.
Yeah. It was Matt Jackson that actually tweeted. It was like that was the first he heard of it. And he was actually doing something about it. But from what I can guess, it wasn't AEW themselves that took it down, but probably either like one of the carriers that had the show, so probably Turner, probably Bleacher Report, probably Fight TV, probably even ITV. Probably one of those might have done it. But at least we know, at least from what one of the Young Bucks said, it's not an order from the very top. So it's like I was watching one of the Cultaholic videos, and they said that I don't know if this actually was a mandate or like an idea they had, but it was one of those cases where you should be okay to tweet out GIFs of matches or shows or something like that, as long as it's like not doing the whole match, maybe like 2 or 3 or 4 during the match, and you don't do it at the ending. So it's like it's more promotion rather than spoilers.
Mm-hmm. Because go ahead.
No, I was just saying, because we've gone through this before when WWE, I forget what the pay-per-view was they did it, where they just took down at least 2 or 3 very prominent GIF maker sites or Twitter pages because they tweeted the show. I forget what show it was they did it for, or they did it on, probably like Survivor Series or something. But it was like TDE got taken down, that Mr. Lariato site page got taken down. They've been able to recover and come back, but we don't want to see this happen again.
Yeah. TDE So shout out to them. TDE is really interesting. I call it GIF format. A GIF format or GIF, whatever you call it.
Yeah.
You know, we can have the debate. Like, oh hey, what do you call it?
That's a whole debate for another day.
Yes, that's a whole debate for the other day. So, thing is, the Young Bucks seem to be very supportive. They're not
retweeting
really.
them.
Yeah, it's no harm. It's like, why is everyone getting opinions on us? Because if that's the case, WWE would have shut them down months ago, years ago.
They tried doing that. That's what I was saying. They tried. They did that. WWE did that.
I mean, it's not like they're violating anything. I mean, we've seen people go around post music on Twitter or Instagram and videos, and they get their stuff taken down immediately. I mean,
I've had my videos got blocked by them.
Yeah, people's stuff get blocked. I mean, yeah, you can say we're doing things legally, but it's no harm. At least TDE is not really spoiling. I mean, if you go on YouTube and you type in a wrestling match, you realize how people they change the audio, or they put like a graphic up and then the video on the
I've seen this because like I go online quite a bit. They either like on YouTube they either reverse the picture so it's like instead of left to right it's right to left, or they make the screen smaller so it's like a quarter the size on like one of the top corners, but the rest of it's like barren or something like that. It's for me, it's like as someone that actually makes content and all that, I like for anime GIFs or whatever you want to call them. I don't mind. I don't mind that. It's like I said, it's good for promotion. But if you're using clips of something for like a different use, like if it's a music video or something like that, I don't see the harm in that either. That can fall into fair use because it's you're using it for something else. You use it for criticism or for art or commentary or something like that. I can understand that. Like even like on I'm sure like all the well-known YouTube channels, they're doing reviews of shows or pay-per-views or something like that. But they're they should fall under fair use because they're commentary. Now if you're blatantly re-uploading a whole pay-per-view doing absolutely nothing, then fine, take that down because you're not supposed to do that. I can understand that.
Thing with when we do Untitled Jukebox. Okay, when we do Untitled Jukebox, but by the way, it's coming up. I know I'm bringing this up a little early. Thing is, the first one I was concerned with because we forgot to do the album cover thing. So the second one, Dave did put the album cover link saying, "Oh hey, we're not stealing your music. This is your jukebox." Obviously, when I picked the songs out of for the list, which I do all the time, I sit down like every middle of the month or something like that, and I pick the songs that I'm listening to going on the road or just listening to for fun. We have to be careful. And then the idea with the cover was a pretty good idea. It's basically we're giving credit to where the credit is due. We're not stealing them and making it our own.
It's also better not to have. It's better to do the album covers than just have like a static image the whole time, just a one image. Better presentation.
And another thing is if you're on Spotify, I put those also on Spotify too. Some songs like the Tool one we use for the first one, Tool is actually not on Spotify or Apple Music. I don't know why, but I understand the artists and everything like that and their decisions, so we respect that. But if anything goes down, hey, Spotify's right here. It's easy. Just type in Megan Untitled. I'm sorry, I don't know what the hell it's called. Untitled Jukebox, something like that.
I do a playlist. Untitled playlist. Yeah. It doesn't matter. We interchange it.
Okay. So, it's there. You can listen to it if anything goes down YouTube. We're not getting in trouble. But I know we're going off topic a little bit, but my brother told me about AEW. He watched the highlights. Some of the matches were very emotional, driven. Cody versus Dustin was that match, and bloody.
I hear and like that is pretty much unanimously being called match of the night. There was also the most talked about match for a number of reasons, particularly the Cody's entrance. Which
Ooh.
I kind of get it, but I also kind of don't get it. It's like I don't know. I'm kind of torn on that. Cause it's, for one thing, it's like it's them sending a message where it's like, okay, you know, we're not with you anymore. It's like we're basically saying we're destroying what you've created and we're making our own. Which I can understand that, but I can also not understand that for two reasons. One, for it's like we already know that you're left WWE and you're making your own thing. We understand that you're raging against the system. We can understand that. Do we kind of need? Do you need to have that kind of thing? Like, okay, fine, it's fair to send a message. Send a message to WWE, fine. You're sending a message by making a show in the first place. But the other thing is Triple H really the right target? Like, I know he's like one of the top people in WWE, but like, is Triple H really the one that's causing all of it?
See, that's what confused me. I mean, I sort of did get it in a way, but then at the same time, I was talking to one of my friends last night about the whole symbolization thing. The thing is, was there a problem with Triple H and Cody Rhodes?
I'd have to look that up. I'm not sure, but it's that's the thing. It's the backstage stuff. I don't know. I don't know who was the one that let him go. I don't know who was the one that said, "Oh, we don't have anything for you." We don't know who the one that gave him Stardust. We don't. I don't know that. There's probably somebody out there.
Vince.
Yeah, there's probably stuff out there that can tell us. He probably said it himself, but I can't really say it off the top of my head. But I'm just thinking, if, like, for most people that are talking about WWE and all that, there's probably a good few people will probably think Triple H is the one that should be running it. Like, if Triple H was in charge, it would be a lot better than what it is now.
I agree.
That kind of thing. But then again, they're probably just thinking that because, NXT. I'm still, like I said it, like 6 or 7 shows ago, like I said, I'm still gonna I'm not gonna go all in on Triple H just now, because we know that when Triple H runs NXT, we know that if he is in charge of that, we know he can do NXT a 1-hour show every week that's planned in advance, that's focused on maybe 4 or 5, or building up to 4 or 5 big takeover shows a year. But it's like, if Triple H is in charge, can he be able to translate that into 5 hours, building up 5 hours a week, or even 6, building up into one big show every month? That in itself hasn't been tested yet. So I'm kind of, I'm gonna pull back a bit and say, we're gonna wait to see if he can actually, 1 hour with NXT, fine. Can he do it 6? And also, main roster is totally different to WWE, or at least actually a lot differently aimed. So
we're talking about Triple H, right?
Yeah.
I know we're going off topic yet again.
I'm staying on topic.
Okay. This is about Triple H, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm basically saying he's fine with NXT, but he's not tested main roster, at least for 6 hours a week.
Honestly, I think this is just me. This is like I said. This is just me personally. I think he can test SmackDown. I'll tell you why. Because most of the crowd, Finn Balor, Kevin Owens, Shinsuke Nakamura, Rusev
Rusev's on SmackDown.
Okay, yeah, Rusev. Okay, let me rewind for a second. Someone said on my Twitter feed that there has to be a new SmackDown 6. like with Paul Heyman having Chris Benoit, Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio, Edge. Shit, I forgot the last two. Who
Chavo and Kurt.
Chavo and Kurt. Thank you. See, they need to build around the SmackDown 6. They built.
They need to make a new one.
They have to make a new one. Obviously, with the women's division with the SmackDown 6, Alexa Bliss, Naomi, Natalya, Carmella, Becky, Nikki. They have to do a new SmackDown 6. Now, with the wild card, it's kind of hurting a little bit because you're having the same people every day, every other show, every show going in.
I was just going to the wild card thing. I know, I knew someone was going to say this. I saw someone say when they announced the wild card rule, it'll be like, oh, we'll be able to, make, superstars can be able to one-off appearances every now and then. They said, you can, have one SmackDown superstar appear on Raw, once, and it's like that'll shake things up, and it can only be once at a set amount of time. Since the wildcard thing has happened, Roman Reigns has appeared on both Raw and SmackDown every week, both shows every week. That's what the wildcard thing has been a thing for 3 weeks, I think. He has been on Raw and SmackDown each time on every week. That's what that was what I was afraid of.
And obviously, it's happened. And you're using the same 10 people. Where is your Intercontinental Champion?
Hurt.
We're going to talk about
He's
that.
hurt.
Okay, we're going to talk about that because that was confirmed. Shout out to Slice when we get there. But
you didn't need to confirm it from Slice. Did you watch that match?
Oh, yeah, I did. I'm like, what's going on? And then it's like, oh, he's hurt. Wait a second. Demon's coming out. Yoo-hoo! Anyway, we'll talk about Andrade trying to be tough when that time comes. Again, back
it's called building up a feud, damn it.
Okay, so anyway, Triple H needs to build his SmackDown 6. Let's see. Triple H's SmackDown 6. Obviously, Finn, Kevin Owens, Randy Orton, Shinsuke Nakamura, Rusev, and Kofi. That's your SmackDown 6 for me.
I take out Orton, I put on Andrade.
Oh! Okay, yeah, okay. I don't know where I got Orton from. Maybe because of the veteran status, I don't know.
Or because of Showdown, because he's going up against Triple H.
I use veteran status.
Yeah.
But, I have to do, I have to, you have to add Andrade, too. That, Alright, let's make it the SmackDown 7. Alright, so that's my rule. But here's the thing. Going off your question, I think Triple H can run a 2-hour show, and that would be SmackDown. Obviously, SmackDown moves to Fox Sports in October around my birthday, so back on topic again, back to Cody and Dustin's match. Oh my god.
I saw the images of that, and it's like it's like seeing Dustin with the blade job and all that. I saw that, I thought that is not as bad, but it's like it was getting as bad as Eddie versus JBL at Judgment Day. Because that one was bad. This one was like it was. I think I saw someone say, "Are we sure that's really as bad as a blade job?" Because Dustin came out with half red face paint anyway, and then later on he says, "Yeah, he's bleeding that bad. Just look at Cody's hair."
Ooh.
So yeah, but man, like it's. I also going off the Cultaholic as well, because I get my news from those YouTube sites. So one of them actually said, "Oh, Cody's doing a very good job of booking himself, because if you look at All In and Double or Nothing, he's booked himself into the two biggest, most emotional moments of each show." Because with this one, because it was this one, it was the brothers thing, and the last show was him winning the NWA title.
Yeah.
So, yeah. Yeah, anything else? Anything
Wow,
else about that one?
that was an emotional. I gotta admit, there was not a dry eye in the house. The one that killed me was, I need my brother.
Oh, yeah.
That killed me, even though my brother and I don't get along here at the time, but we're still family.
You can still understand that.
Yes,
I can definitely understand that.
Okay, so another big question. I'm gonna integrate these into dependent on WWE stars. Okay, so I'm a little iffy with this one.
Don't fall for the same trap that TNA did.
We had.
Though I will say, judging from this first show, I don't think they're going to, because if you can think of the show at the top of my head, I think it's like Jericho, Cody, and Dustin, I guess you could say, and I think that's it for matches that actually had WWE names as like the big draws. I guess you could say the Battle Royal at the start of the show, but then again, that had like a couple recognizable names, but it wasn't centered around them. Awesome Kong maybe, but then again, yeah, she had a cup of coffee there, so I don't know. I can't really think of anything else.
Kong was in a match.
Yeah, that's what I mean. Like, she was in that, but she was in a cup of coffee at WWE, so I wouldn't really count her.
Okay. No, she was Impact. Now, the big one was Jon Moxley, formerly known as Dean Ambrose.
Okay. Now this one. Now this is another one. It's the problem with with TNA doing it was that they relied on WWE names too much, and at a point, like when they first did it, they were names that still had name recognition. You know, the Dudley Boys coming over, Christian came over. Christian was definitely a good choice. Kurt Angle as well. But those at the start, they were names that had name recognition but could still go. Kurt Angle could still go. Christian could still go. Dudley's could still go. They could still go. By the end of it, by around 2010, they were starting to get no disrespect to any of these, but in comparison, they were getting up the washed up names. Hogan, Nasty Boys, Ric Flair that shouldn't have been there. It's those kind of things. With what AEW are doing, they're doing TNA 2005. They're getting the WWE names, but that can still go. You know, I guess you can count Cody because he can still go, but Moxley, like, if you actually, I can hear you eating, by the way. Like,
I'm not eating.
I can hear something. If you heard his interview with Jericho.
Yes, very, very. Honestly, it's a must listen.
Yeah, it definitely is. It's the one thing that made me stand out and realize him and AEW could be very good is that with Ambrose and WWE, I think he said he realized he wanted to leave back in June last year, which is very telling. But if you look at what he did between then and when he left, you can totally understand why, especially that ridiculously botched heel turn he had. Because when he had that heel turn, everybody thought, yes, we will finally be able to get, the Ambrose / Moxley that we've been looking for like 5 years beforehand, where he was Moxley in the independent scene, where he was sickening basically. And then it was like 2 weeks later, it was like, I'm a heel because ew, germs, ew.
No. It's I'm a heel because. Should I say it?
It depends.
Fuck Seth Rollins. He's taking my. This is the vibe I got.
No. No.
That's the vibe I got out of it.
No, well, Dude, it was a feud. He turned heel on Seth Rollins. But I'm talking about the motivation outside of that.
Oh.
It's like...
My fault.
It's like, he was coming out was like a week or 2 weeks late? It was, 1 week he was... in a doctor's office, being scared, to come out because, he could make it infected or something like that. And then a week later, he was coming out in a damn gas mask. It's like, that was not what we wanted. Like, this was like, we wanted Jon Moxley in WWE. What we got was Dean Ambrose as a heel in WWE, which we didn't want. And, like... In a weird way, I'm kind of surprised he didn't quit and go. Like, for me and myself, I think, it's... I respect him for sticking as long as he did until his contract ran out. I'm surprised he didn't walk out. But that's what makes me think, Moxley and NEW could really work because, he's on chains now. And... And you can tell... So go on.
He basically has creative freedom.
Oh, definitely.
Which when I was reading the transcript when I was at work, he has creative freedom. And then seeing Vince doesn't care about it, it kind of makes me wonder, well, shit, you pitch something, and then it gets turned around. Like I get weird things going on in my head. Like, say, for example, we all know... Okay, I'm going back to 2 podcasts ago. Okay, episode 18, where Dave and I were discussing about the whole relationship thing. And one of the huge things, and I'm sorry to bring this up, is the whole Finn fiasco and that whole Fox Sports lady thing. Once again, I'm sorry. Don't shoot me. This is just my personal opinion on the whole thing. And it's like thoughts going into my head. And I'm like, what if I was a wrestler or Finn's valet and I just snap on her, punching her in the face and just snap shot. And I'm going to actually call this... Okay, are you a Power Rangers nerd?
Say that again?
Are you a Power Rangers nerd?
Not in the slightest.
Son of a bitch. All right, so...
I haven't watched Power Rangers in, at least 20 years.
Okay, so... Obviously, I am from the Mighty Morphin Zeo Turbo days. Obviously, I prefer Mighty Morphin. The thing is, what if there was a storyline where I turned on Finn? He's basically being the Red Ranger. I'm being the Green Ranger. Obviously, green with evil. And I get this possessed in my head, and we're going at it with the WWE title, but we're told it has to be abruptly ended because the third party doesn't want it because she thinks it's too crazy, and then we have to turn face again. Thing is, obviously, that comes in my head. And did you laugh when what I said?
Yeah. No, I went because you turned on Finn. Do you know what that made me think of? Where you go find the whole situation. It makes me think back to the whole Triple H Stephanie Kerr thing in 2000.
Okay.
Where we had because that was a situation where you had the storyline of the three of them, like an impossible love triangle thing, and then it's just stopped like that.
Yeah, the thing is, obviously the demon would have to beat the Green Dragon, and at the end, Jason said it's all over time. He destroys the sword, and Tommy turns back to good. So it's sort of like that. Vince would probably have, if that was projected to Vince would project we would have to call each other bitches and sluts and whores, even though we're doing the PG show. If that was the case, we have to make this and his thing. Thing is, with wrestlers these days, to be honest, WWE needs to understand there has to be a creative control. Obviously, with creative control, you're basically in your own destination. You can do whatever you want. But at the end of the day, it has to go through him. So, but in Ambrose, He has that creative freedom now. He can do whatever he wants. That's what WWE really do. They need to respect people's wishes, project the ideas, and let them run with it. If Sasha wants to turn heel, let her turn heel. She's in creative control. Even though I don't know when we'll see Sasha again.
If we ever do in WWE.
If we do. But you got to be honest. I got to be honest.
It's kind of the problem with the WWE now because you have to run through Vince, and it's just I think it's the way WWE is they have to look at a more business sense as opposed to creative, because they have to think of if you turn heel, your merch sales are gonna go down, or it's like basically, if you change your look, well, we've got all these, action figures that now look out of date. We can't have you change your look and all that. It's, they have to look at more. They're looking at the money more than looking at creative. Like hell, Roman Reigns. That's the reason why they have him.
Don't forget they. I think someone said they have stock while AEW does not. That's what I've heard.
Yeah, because WWE is a publicly traded company. AEW isn't. It's privately owned.
Well, if you go on WWE.com, look at the 8 people you see. WWEshop.com. You have Roman, Kofi, Seth, Finn, Alexa, Bailey, Becky, someone else. I forget.
Of those, but here's the thing. Of those 7 names, what do 6 of them have in common?
A strong fan base.
Not even that. They're good guys.
Okay.
Alexa's the exception, but they're all good guys.
Mm-hmm.
That's what I'm talking about. Like if you're they're looking at the merch. Hell, it's probably yeah. We'll go on.
No, if any of them turn heel, say example, Finn, his merchandise will probably go up.
No. Well, actually, I will say this. Of the people I'm sorry for bringing it up because you brought up Finn. I got to get this. For of those people you you mentioned there, Becky's probably the good example of you turning heel, your merch sales actually go up. But in counted of that, it's probably because she was actually given merch after she turned heel. So.
And also, she's #1 seller now.
Yeah, which again, it's like I'm not trying to be the fanboy here, but it's like, damn, we would have thought a woman would be the #1 bestseller a year ago?
No.
That's how mad wrestling is these days. So.
Okay, but let me ask you this: if you want to buy anything with an AEW thing, I mean AEW, I think you have that goes with the Pro T shop.
The Pro Wrestling Tees, yeah. But then again, it's like, I don't know if AEW is actually gonna go, make their own shop and stuff and all that, or they're just gonna let the wrestlers have their own shops on Pro Wrestling Tees. Like you even see some wrestlers in WWE that still have their Pro Wrestling Tees sites up. So I don't know. But then again, it's way too early to think about what AEW are doing because they don't even have a weekly show on TV until the end of the year. So they only just had the first official show. So
okay.
So jumping a bit of gun that though. In just to round it up for Double or Nothing. Basically the whole show they need to hit a home run to get the ball rolling and have a great first show, and well they did that. Though actually it's kind of the other thing that I found a bit odd, and it's very forward thinking. It's probably gonna happen. By the way, they did announce that it's gonna be the next show is All Out. I forget when exactly that is. But how forward thinking they are, they already have a title belt, which it's you saw that, right? The title belt.
Yeah, and people are like, what the hell? Why do you shit on WWE when you when your belt looks like crap?
I would say that belt looks like crap. It's like if you were compare the AEW title to the 24/7 belt, I'd definitely take the AEW belt. It's definitely got like it definitely gives up a New Japan vibe.
Mm-hmm.
The IWGP belt, which I believe that is what they were aiming for, and yeah, that's pretty good. Though it looks massive. It looks very, very big. So I hope the wrestlers who win, they can be able to carry it. Jeez. Apparently from what I heard. Oh yeah, it was I forget. I forget who won the battle royal. Was it Hangman? Was it the one? I forget. Never mind. Anyway, it's I think what the idea is, the talk is, it's gonna have Jericho going up against the Battle Royal winner. I forget. It was either MJF or Hangman Page. Those are the two names that jumped to mind. I forget which one it was.
It was Hangman.
It was Hangman. Thank you.
Next episode.
Because I think it was MJF that came out during the title belt thing. So, but yeah, that's probably what's gonna happen all out unless they find get a way to get Ambrose in. But actually, that was something else I meant to say with Ambrose. Oh, for Moxley. Sorry, gotta get used to new name. To show you just how much stock the wrestling biz has on Moxley. Not only is he with AEW, he's working for New Japan as well.
Yep, he's going against Juice Robinson.
Yeah, for the US title, which, wow. I think Moxley is going to do more in AEW and New Japan in the next in these 2 weeks than he probably did in the last 6 months of WWE.
Yeah, I think so too. What a turnaround, to be honest.
It's what happens when you're no longer shackled down by the system.
Yep. By the way, we got our first comment. Janine, my friend Janine, well, Dave and I's friend Janine, listening.
Who made the graphics, by the way?
Yeah, but hi, our lovely graphics. I agree with you about the wild card thing. Not needed. It does showcase the same people. See, real fast.
It does showcase it. It does showcase. No, my problem with the wild card thing is, like I said a couple weeks ago, it's a short-term solution to a long-term problem, because the long-term problem is they're not building new people up. The short-term solution is we don't need to build new people up. We've got these stars that we can use every show.
Okay.
It's basically, we did it with Becky Lynch for 3 months. We could do it for Roman Reigns for the next 3 months, and for Elias, and for Shane McMahon, and for the Usos, and you get the idea.
Okay. Yeah, I get it. All right. So we're running a little bit behind here. All right. Well.
Oh yeah, we don't want to keep the guests waiting. I guess. Well, I'll just do a quick run through of the show then. Don't go into details. What was it? Start of the show. You had Kofi, Seth, and Boombox Brock. There you go. WWE taking a good organic idea and running it into the ground already. Brock Lesnar did the boombox thing with the briefcase last week. Already now, he's got t-shirts about it. The briefcase is now, he got a designer boombox, and he's still dancing. And I think he changed his music.
No, it's still the same. It changed.
It's got a beat to it over there.
Happened? Now, mind you, I was in and out of Monday Night Raw. I was falling asleep because I was at the harbor all day. Baltimore Harbor, seeing my brother.
No fan.
What?
Nothing.
Anyway. I heard what you said.
Yeah, then why did you say what did you say?
No fan.
Yeah. Anyway, 3 of them happened. Brock Lesnar, they say the whole thing they were hyping the show was like, Brock's gonna make his decision now, and they said, no, we're not gonna do it now. And then it was Dolph Ziggler beats up Xavier Woods. Kingston runs away. Ziggler says it should have been me and it will be me, and that's that. Set up for Super Showdown. Yep. Oh yeah, the running gag was the Usos had a Memorial Day. I forgot it was Memorial Day. So the troops. Usos had a block party. Didn't really care about the whole thing. So, Shane McMahon came out and said he's gonna, send a message to Roman Reigns by beating up someone from the Samoan dynasty, and I guess beat up one of Roman's cousins. So there you go. Basically, he's not a nameless jobber because they gave him a name. Shane beats him. Then after the match, keep beating him down. Roman Reigns comes out, scares him away. There you go. Brock came out again. They were basically teasing, they're going to cash in on Seth Rollins, and then Paul Heyman decides to read the contract out loud. Basically, well, not necessarily lets it slip, but says, we've got till, this is valid until June of 2020. Apparently, even though this has been a stipulation of the whole Money in the Bank concept for the last 14 years, Brock Lesnar didn't know this fact.
I think he's still gonna cash it early.
Yeah, so it's like Brock Lesnar didn't realize that. It's like, wait, I've got a year? Yeah, to cash in. The year! And then just slapped Paul Heyman with the contract. Says, yeah. Basically says, screws you, and walks out. AJ is apparently injured, but to fully put a full stop, put an exclamation point on that, Corbin beats him up again anyway. So there. Then you got Becky Lynch and Nikki Cross against the Iconics, and even with my I guess my fanboy hat on, I've got to say that what the fuck are they doing with the Iconics?
I don't know. They said now they're the longest reigning tag champions, but let's be 100%.
The longest reigning tag champs who haven't won a match since winning the titles.
Yeah.
Well, they won one.
The fuck?
Actually, no, they won one, the SmackDown after WrestleMania, but they haven't won one since.
What the fuck is going on here?
Apparently, there are some people that are actually saying that they're punishing Peyton Royce because she tweeted about AEW.
That's petty. That would be petty
as petty as Cody smashing a Triple H resembled drone.
Equal,
yeah. But like I said, even with the fanboy hat on, like, I like to say I am not one of those, ridiculous smart fans, because I can still critique my favorite. I'm not saying I'm not 100% perfect and all that. Not only did Becky pin one of the tag champs for a second week in a row, Becky pinned one of the tag champs for a second week in a row with a move that's not a finisher. Last week it was a second rope leg drop. This week apparently she's got a rock bottom now.
Call the man down or something like that. What the actual fuck?
That's no. I can see what we're trying to do here. They're trying to give Becky Lynch a non-submission finisher, which I can understand. It kind of makes me go back to, I don't know, show my age of a fan. SummerSlam 2015, when she won the triple threat tag match with a weird kind of suplex move that I only have ever seen her do once, but that was the one that won her the match. And since then it was like it kind of goes back to it's like the one-time finishers that Becky only uses one time. And even that the weird inverted figure four she did in NXT. It's weird. It's like I don't know. Well, like if we keep doing stuff like this, what, she's gonna have the stunner as a finisher next week?
Oh jeez, but does Kevin Owens have?
Yeah, I don't know. But then again, they've been making Becky Lynch Stone Cold comparisons since the Royal Rumble, so I don't know. They may just go right on top of the nose on that, whatever.
Okay.
Anyway, But even after like Becky even tweeted put a picture on Instagram of her with Stone Cold. So there you go. You can even use that. Oh yeah. After the match, Lacey Evans comes out and goes back to original gimmick on the main roster. Walks out, walks back, and that's it. So, so there goes to show that we now know what the next title feud is. The same title feud that we had. Ricochet and Cesaro had a match, and is it like the third time they've had a match together in the last 3 weeks?
Second.
They did it last week, but I can't figure out what they did the week before. Anyway, like last week, watch it. I ain't gonna describe it because I won't do it justice. Ricochet wins. So there you go. Then okay, so then they was it last week? Was it last week they said that we were going to know the fate of the United States Championship this week? It's still kind of they said that they did a recap of the whole thing, and they said that next week Mysterio is going to surrender the title, which to me is like a red flag, and it's like they say they're going to surrender the title, but they said next week going to surrender the title, so I don't think they're going to do that. Like if it was probably surrendering the title for an injury, it would be vacant now. They would have just vacated it. But Joe says a thing, so you're gonna take the title back, and there you go. So yeah, I don't think I don't know. Questionable to me. Okay. I'm looking at WrestleZone's recap of this right now. There's supposed to say the Miz that has a promo, but he calls on the Mix. Good job there. Yeah, basically, the Miz says something, Lashley says something, Strowman says something, and then they have the Fatal 4-Way, which confused me. They were hyping it as... Okay. They were hyping it as an elimination match. And usually in elimination matches, there's more than one fall. Apparently looking at this, Corbin pinned The Miz, and he just won the match. Apparently because I guess Lashley and Strowman kept fighting and they left. They were, I guess, counted out. So there's your 2 eliminations. So Corbin wins for 1 pinfall in elimination match. There you go. And yeah, so WWE are still, after all this time, trying to make Baron Corbin a thing. And of all the matches that you can put on Super Showdown, it's like Super Showdown's, the Saudi Arabia shows. This is the big show. You have your big matches, your big names, your big stars, and all that because money. Why Seth Rollins versus Baron Corbin? Why? Like, okay,
Man!
It's Baron Corbin may not even be tolerable going for the United States title, let alone the Universal title. I don't see him winning it. But, like, really? This is the best you could do?
Man! Can I say it? Can I please say it?
About Baron Corbin?
And Seth Rollins.
Well, you got a chance to say it later on.
Man! Alright.
It was all stuff that Firefly Funhouse. I feel like I say it wrong every time. Poundy, Bray is back to normal, if you could call this normal.
Mm-hmm.
Basically says the mask is, like he says, called the Fiend, and is basically an alter ego. So he is basically going to be Jekyll and Hyde. They say, what was it? they were talking to Abby, and he said something like, why won't you let me rest? That kind of thing, so I was kind of trying to keep it dark. And then it ends with Bray Wyatt doing the crab walk on the limbo stick. So, yay. Then we've got the... Okay, this... Oh, I just noticed this thing is really spamming up. Sorry for the chat. Then... This electric chair thing. I have a feeling that WWE just did this segment just for the name drop alone.
That was in the script from what I've read.
Yeah, okay, so basically, they did electric chair thing. The gimmick was basically a superstar would come down, you would take questions from the crowd, and because of the chair, they were forced to answer the questions, otherwise, which is basically what they did with Sasha and Bayley with Alexa Bliss a couple months ago, except more cringy. So he had Sami Zayn do it, and basically the only noteworthy part about this show was Sami Zayn name dropped AEW. Now, everybody was asking, once Double or Nothing ended, what was WWE's reaction gonna be? WWE's reaction? They're gonna do exactly the same stuff they're gonna do, except they're gonna acknowledge AEW. Someone pointed out, it took TNA years before WWE properly acknowledged them. It took AEW one show.
Oh, jeez. Petty as Petty does. And obviously, the wrestling gods hate Megan because as soon as I saw Seth Rollins...
Petty say, Petty do. And, yeah. And I'm going to say this as well. The other thing that I was afraid of they were going to do, they're still doing it. The Seth Becky thing. I don't really give a damn who the wrestlers are with. And I was okay with they outing it. Fine. Like, I was say if they... I basically... When I was watching the Man thing, the 24th thing last week, I thought, okay, well, if they didn't out themselves then, this documentary was going to do it anyway. So I thought, fine, go ahead, doing it.
I'm going to slip him the finger in the air.
Let me speak. But the one thing I was afraid of them doing was making this a thing. Like on TV. The second time in 2 weeks they've mentioned it. Why?
Thank God I'm not a wrestler. Thank God I'm not a wrestler.
I don't get it.
I'll be laid into this shit.
If they bring it up next week, I'm gonna be like, oh my god, stop this crap now, please.
Now my storyline is probably gonna get more side now. But at the end of the day, we saw Sammy versus Seth. The wrestling gods hated Megan, turned off the TV, went to bed, but I heard Seth win. Next show, SmackDown.
You're just lucky they don't use the wild card rule to put Seth on SmackDown.
No, if he goes on SmackDown, I would turn off SmackDown immediately.
Actually, you notice it? With the wild card rule, they got Kofi appearing on Raw, but they don't have Seth appearing on SmackDown. Basically saying, fuck Good. SmackDown.
Keep him off my show. Well, I haven't appeared on 2 weeks, so.
Yeah.
Okay.
You haven't appeared in, 20 years?
What? Anyway.
You've never been on it. Kofi and Kevin Owens basically having a match now that they were supposed to have in Super Showdown, but no, they're not having now. Kofi wins.
Kevin Owens.
Yeah.
By the way, there was a sign that says "Save us,
Triple H."
Mm-hmm.
Daniel Bryan and Rowan came out, and Daniel Bryan basically had his most eco-friendly rant as a gimmick so far, because basically saying we're not we're not going to be defending our titles here in a fracking state like Oklahoma. So
I'm not gonna lie, I packed.
How about all these earthquakes you're having?
Jesus.
That's basically, we basically said that.
Mm-hmm.
Heavy machinery came out in the middle of it, so there you go. So basically says heavy machinery are gonna be the next tag challengers. Hooray! We actually have a tag title feud, I guess. Carmella went up against Mandy Rose in a match that basically was used to hype up Mandy Rose being on my magazine. Oh yeah, the whole R-Truth. I didn't mention last week. He had R-Truth thing appearing everywhere last on Raw, and SmackDown does the same thing. So they had a Shane McMahon appreciation night. Basically like a big thing to hype up him going as Roman Reigns. During it, R-Truth comes out. And he gets beaten down by Elias, and Elias actually pins him and wins the title, the 24/7 title.
No. What happened? You went backwards. You jumped a bit. He defended it against Maverick. He caught Maverick because Maverick had this thing in the hallway. He defended it successfully against Maverick, lost against Elias.
Yeah, there you go. So came out, lost against Elias. There you go. He wins.
And obviously, Shane suspended the 24/7 rule.
That was what I was saying. Then they put a tag match where it was R-Truth Roman Reigns against Drew and Elias, but they suspended the title until after the match ends. Then you got Bayley and Lacey Evans with Charlotte and ringside. Okay, just the way this ended is kind of weird. So Bayley wins the match, and then I don't know. I forget. I don't know if it was Lacey that attacked Charlotte first, or Charlotte just got the upper hand, something like that. But basically, Charlotte booted Lacey in the face, and there you go.
No, Lacey was beating up Charlotte first.
Yeah, and then Charlotte retaliated, boot to the face.
Yeah. I thought that was funny. And Paige was like, what the actual fuck is going on here?
Then, then Andrade, the backstage segment, they mentioned Finn's message saying, the whole got a beat down. And
Andrade it's like, I don't fit a Demon Amigo. I'm going to beat you at Super Showdown. And meanwhile, I'm sitting here and I'm like...
At least he knows some English.
Whoa!
You can actually, not saying that not meant to say that in the race away and all that. Totally not. But it's like, hey, he's starting to learn. Most of the time lately, he's been doing promos and all that. He's been speaking in Spanish, so I was like, oh, he actually, he can actually say some stuff.
So I'm just sitting here and I'm like, you do know when the demon's brought up in some type of situation, the demon's gonna be crazy. I don't know. Judging by Finn's promo last week, I think the demon pissed. I'm gonna go on. I'm gonna be at work. You can't post the pin pics till I get home. I gotta do my shtick when I get home. But after I pass my check and everything, when something tells me when Finn, I think the mind game, the big thing's gonna happen next week. And Andrade's not gonna know what's gonna hit him. I mean, I like both, but I like Finn more.
Glorified house show. That's all I'm saying. It's a glorified house show.
And obviously Vince wants to see it make it rain on the demon. Anyway, continue.
It's already making it rain. It's a Saudi Arabia show. They're already making it rain. Jeez.
Make it rain. No scare.
All right. Then you had the main event. Then you had Reigns and Truth against McIntyre and Elias. Long story short, Roman Reigns wins the match, and then Spears Elias gets the win, and then match ends. Spears Elias again, gets a referee in. R-Truth pins Elias. R-Truth the title holder again.
For a second time.
Second time. First two-time champion.
All right.
And that ends the show. And that ends SmackDown.
Okay, so going by the thing, I know we're waiting for Jeremy, but we didn't expect to be on one topic from him. But oh well, this is my show. Just really fast.
We did. He did say he was gonna be here on the top of the hour. You're already gone 15 minutes over.
Yeah, we're 16 minutes in. Well, at
don't
one
don't
time,
worry.
but...
we give him time to come in a minute. once we finish our bit here.
So here it is. We got the NXT predictions too, but really fast. Wrestling Twitter. You guys were out of control this week. I'm going to address this to everyone.
Are you surprised?
They were out of control. Here's the thing. I'm going to say this. There's nothing wrong with people liking WWE. If people prefer WWE and know they're going to talk about the product and how bad it is, i.e. our show, that's on them. They're entitled to that. If you're going to shit on people liking AEW because of wrestling, then what the hell? And it's vice versa. If people like AEW because of the wrestling, the emotion, and they don't have to worry about the crap about WWE, that's on them. That's their opinion. It's like people saying, oh, hey, I don't like Tom Brady because he's an ass. Okay, fine. I don't like Nick Foles because, well, supposedly he has a big... But I don't want to joke about that because some tragedy happened. So my thoughts are with the Foles family. Wrestling Twitter, you need to calm down. You have to calm down. People are entitled to what they want. And also, the ignoramuses. Apparently, AEW, when they mean what's the word because of the I? When they say they're inclusive, or they're doing inclusive, I don't know, I'm saying the wrong thing.
I think you're saying the right thing.
They banned somebody from their show. Transphobic. Told a fan to stop cheering for the girl, nerd down, and the nerd was like, "Oh, stop being disrespectful," and he was the guy was disrespectful back. It said, and I quote, I don't want to get this thing. So this fucking nerd next to me asked me to leave though enough if I was going to be transphobic. I thought AEW is for everyone. Well, John's account, the guy was being really transphobic, and one of the Bucks said he's banned from the show. So there's no need to be ignoramus or assholes about this, because you're showing disrespect to everyone that performs out there. Like, come on, grow up.
Okay.
Okay, so if you guys follow the Wildcat live, we predicted and we titled it "Who's going to be the shit?"
Hang on. You're
25.
You're breaking up.
Episode 25. So, you ready, Dave?
You completely broke up the last 30 seconds.
I just lost my damn co-host.
Yeah, we've got technical issues, folks.
Hello?
I was afraid of this.
Did I just lost my co?
No, you didn't. No, you didn't. You just can't hear me.
Hello?
Hello. You can't hear me, can you? We got a problem here. I think this is as good a time as any to go on standby. I guess we can do the takeover stuff in the second half. So
Okay,
yeah.
what's going on?
Yeah, okay, so I'm going to put this on standby then. So we will sort things out when we get back. So back in a minute, folks. Okay, then we're back, and hope anybody that was still listening for the last like 10 minutes or minutes, hope they appreciate that music choice. Mine. I had to pick something. Anyway, I know we say we're gonna do the predictions, but just to do it quickly, I'll just run them now because I know usually when we do the show, we're going 20 minutes and deciding on one match, but I'm just gonna do it real quick on now because we agree on all but one. Uh, so it was what Velveteen. This is predictions for Takeover 25 next Saturday. It was Velveteen Dream and Tyler Breeze for the North American title. We both said Velveteen Dreams over there. Matt Riddle and Roderick Strong. We both said Riddle. We had Shayna Baszler and Io. It's Io, yeah. Io Shirai for the women's title. We both said Io, and I feel like I've been burned too many times for Shayna to be wrong again, but you never know. Gargano and Cole for the NXT title. We both said Gargano, and the one match we actually disagreed on, the tag title ladder match, which is Street Profits, Lorcan and Birch, Undisputed Era, and Forgotten Sons. Megan said Street Profits, and I said the Forgotten Sons. So there you go. So we disagree on one match. If you listen to our show, you shouldn't be surprised by that. So now that we got that out of the way, I'll turn the mic back on, and now it is no longer a 2-person booth. It is now a 3-person booth. But unlike WWE's usual 3-man booths, the three of us all have something interesting to say. So I introduce, it is Dave, it is Megan, it is Megan.
Hi.
Thank you. I was waiting for you to say something. This is why you do the introductions and I don't. And we got a random guy in the corner. Probably on some kind of substance right now.
I am Groot.
There you go.
That is okay. So obviously, that's from your voice, as everyone know, is our good friend Jeremy. I think Jeremy's probably going to be our special guest every 10 episodes.
I am Groot.
Oh Jesus!
All right, I'm not gonna do it the whole time. I'm sorry. I had to get it out of the way.
That would actually make the show pretty interesting if that's all you gotta say. But
No.
It'd be kind of like Pokemon, like where you hear the Pokemon speak, but you only say their names. So.
Listen, I'm going to tell you about this whole Groot thing. All right, you ever heard of a term called X-Pac?
Yes.
Yes.
All right, enough said. Thank you for having me on the show, and I think we are going to probably want.
There you go. You peaked. That's it. You don't need to say anymore.
Got to put me on a live show. I'm down.
Okay, so obviously Jeremy's probably going to be our special episode every 10 episodes. 10, 20, 30, 40. Okay, you know what I mean. All right, so last time all of us were in the same room, it was crazy. Something was wrong with my throat. My throat was cracking. Nothing happened. So in the world of Jeremy Land, what has happened with you, Sid?
Pleasant.
Huh?
My dog got bigger.
Okay.
That's usually how it works.
Yes, puppies get bigger. I say my puppy got bigger. The weather got warmer. I've been experimenting a lot with growing, and it's fun tweeting about, hey, does anyone know anything about growing strawberries? Everybody thought, all right, that's code for weed. This motherfucker's growing weed. I'm like, no, I'm legitimately trying to grow strawberries in my backyard. I need to just start taking pictures.
I was actually going to share you my knowledge about how to grow strawberries. Damn it. I was waiting for the one time to use this knowledge and can't even use it. Damn it.
But my girlfriend's into gardening, and I've started taking over, looking after a lot of the plants, and I'm starting to get into it myself. I mean, that's a fun thing, and it's just trying to keep myself involved in multiple things.
Stop playing the show. I don't like hearing myself. Thank you very much. It's bad enough you can hear me once.
No.
It's the infinite loop.
a good
Oh, okay.
three of us.
Wait, hang on.
Hi.
Wait, hang on. More technical issues here.
What's up, Ben?
Son of a bitch, hang on.
I was about to say, if you do one of those false entrance clips on us just to get cheap heat, I'm gonna be.
Technical issues.
And okay, so this is one of the reasons why I need to get a new PC, because only running Discord and OBS completely maxes this thing out, and that's not a good sign.
Well, I guess while they're working out technical issues, I'll try to take over with my best promotional voice whatsoever. Thank you all for tuning in this evening. Tonight's show is serious.
Here's the thing though, with the technical with the technical issues, if we maxed out, you actually can't be heard, because the one thing with Discord is if you max out CPU, it's the chat that suffers. Yeah.
Yeah, not all the RAM. Yeah, it doesn't matter how much RAM you've got. That ain't good.
Yeah, it's not the RAM. Yeah. Anyway, we get into technical stuff.
So
yeah.
what
By
was
the way,
about to happen?
I think Megan was trying to say earlier on. I'll say it now this time. Hi, Ben.
Hi, Ben. He actually hasn't even there. He's not doing good. We're glad you joined the show. We're glad you joined us. So
Hey, stop being so lazy. Get back to work.
what the? Oh my God. Okay, so I'm sure this would be a little interesting thing. Okay, so happened since the 2000 episode 10 show, and you guys are gonna hear it first. Jeremy and I tore someone a new asshole on Twitter.
Uh-oh.
I mean, yeah. What else is new? You know, someone gets torn a new asshole on Twitter every 4 or 5 seconds. I mean, Twitter should be planting a tree for every time somebody gets hurt on Twitter.
No.
To be quite honest with you, reasonable. Yeah.
But in this and it happened. This too. That don't know the story. One of the podcasts I did back a while ago, I rammed this fool asshole too. Obviously I don't know on in 2019 is still a thing, but this that attacked me was like, you ain't getting this tweets. What the hell's going on here? You can deal with this. So I told him, I was like, listen here.
You're gonna have to start that again.
Oh my God.
If I just fix something here, I should be okay. So for some reason, all the stuff is happening now. Just when I was about to get good. Okay, I think you'll be fine now. I think.
Okay, we all set?
I think so. Go ahead.
Okay. So as I was saying before, hopefully no technical issues. Jeremy and I ran someone a new asshole on Twitter. Jeremy met a new friend from me.
I'm trying to even remember what that dude even said. Wasn't it something about hoping someone was asking for rape or something?
It was along the lines.
Of the same guy? Because you don't understand. First off, there's a string of this, and you just said you didn't believe that fat shaming was a thing in 2019. There's a lot of stuff I've seen in 2019 that I didn't think would be a thing in 2019. I mean, I didn't think it would be a thing to say, I hope you get raped in 2019 to someone just because you didn't like a wrestling angle. That was just since episode 10. You know what else I've seen since episode 10? I've seen I've seen slut shaming. It's not even really slut shaming.
No,
It's just, oh, you're sexually promiscuous. So you must be a whore. So you must be asking for it. Here's a picture of my dick. I thought we were just gonna stay for your cock. Now everybody go see that. I'll take the ban for porn. I don't give a shit. That's it's like Kenny Wu from Mighty Ducks. 2 minutes in the penalty box, well worth it.
So no, the thing what happened was with the thing when the whole Easter day was the guy was harassing my friend, and my friend was saying, and I was like, if that was me, I'm an F. So he was like, well, but don't worry about getting anything because you ain't gonna get those tweets, pig. And that's when I went off, and that's when I'm like, hey, was good. Let's go. Let's go do.
What the irony of that is by the time you even messaged me, I had already seen it, and I had already been like, yo, I already just hit him back. You did? Says you done jacked off to a picture of her tits. I'm just letting you know, right? I mean, I'm in my pocket right now. If any of these motherfucking anti-abortionists can even find the clitoris, it's just
Shame. Political.
it is us as a regressing into, and I hate to say it, of conservative values or traditional values, but we're going back to some shit we did 100 years ago. That's pretty much where we are. We're going back to some shit we did 100 or 150 years ago. That's why you're seeing people do the shit they're doing on, and combine it with how butthurt people get of things that they put their money and their soul into, like wrestling. And at the end of the day, that's what you're.
Yeah, I know you said I gotta apologize for the choppiness, but my computer's a piece of crap. I need a new one bad.
Dave needs a new computer.
Yeah, it's like I said, it goes to show you just how bad the CPU is. My computer right now, not being able to keep up with everything else. There's three programs running right now: web browser, OBS, and Discord. And those three are maxing it out. But to be fair, I think I know that OBS, when you're streaming it, is a CPU hog. Discord and voice chat is a CPU hog. So, like,
yeah, so it's a difficult system to set up.
I know for me, it's like the problem I've got right now is like I want to get a new PC, but in order to do that, I need to get a lot of shit out of my house, and I can't do that on my own. But I'm kind of thinking what I could do in the meantime is get a new laptop, at least to replace the one I've got right now. But now I'm kind of, but my thought process now is kind of that if I were to get that, would it even be worth it? Because if I get that, once I get the PC, that'll be obsolete anyway. So I don't know.
You know, if I knew a place to get good computer parts, I'd go. And you know where you could get a new PC parts? You could probably get a new PC. God damn, I done fucked that up because I just took a hit of weed.
Yeah, I know what you mean, but it's like I already know. I already know a decent PC parts place, but that's the problem. I can't get the PC. I can't buy the stuff from the PC parts place because I would get the whole PC from there, but I can't do that right now. So it's like, what do I do in the meantime?
See,
I guess in the meantime, we finish the show. We just all I can think.
See, I understand the frustration with PC parts because the laptop I did that did the podcasting, the eFed work and so forth, and in the games I play, the keyboard crapped out, and I got a new keyboard part from eBay, and I took it to work, and the tech advisor, he did something, and it hasn't worked. So I went to Lenovo, and obviously I can't really podcast on there because it says I use too much. Then at the same time, I play games and I search the web on there. I only use my iPad now, it seems, for Discord doing. But enough of that. So I guess.
I know. For me, it's just basically a rundown. Is that my laptop right now? I probably had it maybe 6.5 years, which is in computer terms is like, well, that's basically like 100 years old right now. And also the keyboard's starting to break down as well because the three keys between the M and the start button, basically the shift button, sorry, like the full stop and all that, they stopped working now. Like I got to properly press them down to even do anything, and even then it doesn't do anything. So that's my kind of train of thoughts. Like, do I? Because I still use this quite a bit for basically everything I do. So my train of thought is, I know what the end game is, but I don't know when the end game's even gonna happen. So it's like, do I bite the bullet and just do something to hold me over until then, or do I wait? But if things keep breaking down like it is right now, I probably might have to. Yeah, okay, Ben, it's like your PC is old, you still use is fine, but you're just listening to something right now. You're not trying to run a damn podcast off it. So, that's that.
Seven.
For example of how it's not working, I just heard 7.
Oh.
Ugh. Okay. Yeah. So, yeah. Everyone's just okay. Yeah. Everyone's still talking, and I can't hear anybody. So I think what I might have to do. Hello, I can hear you now.
Okay.
I think what I might have to do is this page might be slowing it down, so I'm gonna have to close this down. So if that works, I think we'll be okay.
Now
that I think about it, I think about the page. Okay, the page that I was actually running looking at the chat may have actually been the culprit. I think we're fine now because the CPU usage just went straight down.
Okay, so
technical difficulties over.
It won't run Pozo of any of my games. Damn it. Test. But don't bet your poses were pretty. So going on to the topic of shilling. I know we got big things coming up. So Jerry.
I am Groot.
Okay, Groot is back. Okay, so you got the shill time. So
hooray for just getting a meme and just drilling it into the ground.
Yes.
Just like WWE with anything organic that happens. Boom. You may talk.
What happened to start this whole freaking breakdown of our fucking technical what the fuck shit cock ass?
Don't jinx it. I think we're fine now.
What happened? You tried to bring Ben on and it didn't.
He said something about Mrs. Torres, I think it was. I don't know what he was talking about. Anyway, we may continue now.
Damn it,
Jesus, and I'm the pothead, and you all are the ones that are acting too stoned to freaking.
You do know us, right? That's the problem. The problem. The difference between the two of us and you have to use that stuff to get into that state of mind. We're born that way.
That's the scary part. Were you trying to bring Ben into the call or something?
No. I think it was,
he's in the chat.
He's in the chat room, but I was running another window that was like. There's supposed to be like the control panel of the stream that had the chat open and other stuff like that. That might have been That might have been putting my CPU over the top. Now that I closed it, I think we'll find out.
Yes. Now we can finally go on with the show.
Yes, we can.
God damn.
Yes, we can. And no, Megan, that's wrong. It's goddamn sun. Anyway, continue.
God damn son. Okay, continue.
All right. So yeah, the whole point of Ben being there, of course, is we're trying to give Ben a chance. Hashtag give Ben a chance. Because Ben is, of course, Ben is somebody that we've known for many, many years, and Ben's done many different things in different, branches of wrestling. He's always been, he's like us. He's a lifelong fan of this shit. He lives it, he eats it, he breathes it, he sleeps it. That's like a lot of us. And, but Ben has actually, he's worked in the business a little bit. Now he's got himself a little gig where he's actually a referee over at this place called Alpha Omega Wrestling. Um, I'm sure anybody who happens to be on Twitter has just seen me tweet that out. If you want to check these guys out. We've watched a few of their shows, and of course, as you expect, we came for Ben, but we wound up staying for a lot of their different talent. Their champ, I think his name is Steve Andrews. This guy's pretty good. They've got a dude there named Ricky Tenacious, who has probably got the greatest gimmick I've ever seen. The karaoke guy. You know the guy I'm talking about. The guy that's he's always singing during his matches.
Mm-hmm.
That dude, that's the greatest heel heat ever. It's heel heat and face heat at the same time. It's the greatest. Like, this shit's great. Like, the stuff they have been, Ben's been doing great. Like, they got Ben taking bumps his first night, and it looked awesome. And he's been doing this for years, and Ben's got a pretty, I, I love that. I love Ben to death. I love you, my dude. No homo. But I just gotta see. I love seeing wrestling, and it gives me some kind of hope because you always hear me say that I hate corporate wrestling, and I hate the shit on TV, the passion. I haven't watched wrestling in years. I'm surprised I even follow it in enough capacity to even be here to do this. To be honest with you, but watching that Alpha Omega, watching the celebrations like that, it's a great show. They stream on Twitch. Their next stream is going to be the 9th of June. I believe it's going to be at 6 p.m. Just follow, if you follow them on Twitter, you can catch information, check out some of their prior stuff. And I'm telling you, it's pretty good stuff.
Yeah, you guys see like a watch party. I think Dave, myself, and Zilla, we all go into the Twitch and we have a watch party. This is to support our friend. As I said a couple podcasts ago, episode 10, I'm very happy for Ben. Obviously, you got to reach for the stars, and that's what he's doing. And as a friend, a longtime friend, going through shit, hell, and back, it's like, you see your friend and you're happy for him to succeed. So Ben, I don't know if you couldn't catch this. I'll say this again. I was going to sound like a broken record here. I'm damn proud of you. You're doing what you love doing, and you're making a character that you fed it with into a real life thing. You got a fanfare here for life. You know what I mean? And if there's a show in Pennsylvania, necessarily my area, just let me know. Just let me know when the show, and I'll be there. I'll be like, oh, hey, yay, my friend Ben, getting pictures.
I've explicitly told Ben, because I'm like, Ben, please don't ever take a booking in Parkersburg, West Virginia. One, you might not get paid. Two, they'll probably pay you in. Three, it's not going to draw unless you offer. The only way you can draw a crowd is if you're offering meth at the gate.
Oh,
Parkersburg.
I don't.
The town is fucked up. I'm just saying, like, if these people here smoked any more meth, they'd be speaking German.
Oh, jeez. So it's a real drug epidemic, I assume.
Yeah, it's like, if you ever seen A Scanner Darkly, They all on substance D. That's exactly what's happening here. It's insane. It's the only thing I've ever seen where it's just like, I call it Mick Rehab, because it's literally like McDonald's of rehab. There's a rehab joint on every corner. I don't even know what they're doing to rehab these people. I think they're honestly just having them come in, sign some Medicaid forms, and someone really just smacks them in the face and goes, stop.
Mm-hmm.
And they stop doing meth.
That's wild, man. That's crazy. Dave, you wanted to add anything regarding Ben?
I would just say, like, I will, obviously, I'll go along with what YouTube been saying and say that I am super, super jealous of him. I mean, proud of him.
Mm-hmm.
No, I will say I'm a little bit jealous. But yeah, I think it's those. It's like those. I know there's like a lot of people on Twitter that usually say, "Oh, I could be able to, I can, I can wrestle better. I can take bumps like that. Go. I can write this show better. And all that and all that." Ben's actually doing it. Like he's actually in he's actually being in wrestling shows. Like he's being a referee here, even doing his alter ego manager, I believe, as well. It's actually pretty cool. I know me sometimes, like I can sometimes like think that like, oh, I can be able to be like I'm obnoxious like heel manager and all that, because half the time when you got me talking I won't shut up, so that helps. But it's like he's actually doing it. Oh, by the way, actually another cheap plug. I think it's watching the Alpha Mega Wrestling. I think it's Indie Pro Star on Twitch. I think the channel we're following on there, and to give a good anyone a good reason to jump on here while our watch party is watching it. Last show they did, I basically tried to be the smarky heel in the chat, and the commentaries actually, I think, got a kick out of that. So.
And Jeremy was being the counter face.
Yeah, it was getting pretty good, which is weird because it's like, man, I'm usually like the Deadpool saying whatever shit, but it was getting great.
I was actually, I know the one thing. I was hoping someone would actually get it and actually respond to it, but it was like they do the one fall thing of the show. Every time they did that, I did some kind of variation of it. It's like when he said it's scheduled for one fall, I said one decision, or like that kind of stuff. No one caught it. No one referenced it. I was so angry about that. Like, come on. It's like everybody likes doing it.
I'm just
fighting
saying,
the system.
Not every seed you plant grows. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Hey, it's like sometimes you gotta throw a lot of shit in the wall and see what sticks.
Sometimes, man, you can drown a plant. Like you can drown a plant easier than it can dehydrate. I'm just saying. Sometimes you don't want to over push something. Sometimes you just want to throw a little bit at a time out there. Yeah. It's almost the same with fishing, man. You know. Let's use that analogy, fishing. I mean, you can't force the fish to get hooked, man. The fish has to want to bite the hook. You have to be.
It wasn't that like I wasn't trying to get it over. I was like kind of doing it to see if anybody would actually notice. No, and apparently no one did, or at least no one was looking at the chat at the start of the matches. Something like that. Or nobody cared. I don't know.
Okay.
At least my other shtick actually got over.
But all right. So
yeah, more or less, we just have to say, don't be afraid to get out there and give your dreams a shot in real life, because your boy Ben Holcomb did it. And now he's a referee, and he managed a couple of shows as Dick Fury as well. So, and that may be something you see more of in the future. You never know. My point is, guys, is keep your eyes on Mr. Holcomb. He's doing great things, and you catch him at Alpha Wrestling.
Mm-hmm. We're fans. We are the Ben fan club. Give Ben.
And if you watch a couple of their shows, you might wind up being a fan too. I'm not gonna lie.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah.
All right. So, what else?
It's not always just about the big shows. You know, like sometimes you gotta look. All wrestlers start on the independent scene, so it's good to be able to like look at some wrestlers who just started getting into the game, who may turn out to be the next, headliner on one of the big promotions. It'll be good to, know that you were there at the very beginning. So, give even the smallest independent shows a chance.
Mm-hmm.
All right. What else are we supposed to show tonight?
A good bit. You're the two shillings, so I'm just sitting there.
Okay, next one I see is Action Wrestling at A-Dub Wrestle.
Oh, yes. I am Groot.
Oh, jeez.
I think the count is at 5 now.
The counters of we're taking.
I'm keeping count of how many times you say that now.
Like, is it a drinking game tonight? Every time I say it, take a drink. Every time that I say I am Groot,
we got a betting pool to see how many times you actually say it. Kind of like Price is Right. Who can say it without going over?
Oh my God!
I got my money on 20.
I already regret. You know what? I'd never regretted doing it. I was like, no matter what happens, no matter how much people hate this, no regrets. Hashtag no regrets. Now that I know there's a betting pool on it, and I'm not in it.
Hey, you're the one that said it's got X-Pac heat.
It does have X-Pac heat.
Yeah, you're still doing that.
I am Groot.
6. That's a 6 now.
I
don't know where it came from. I just did it. All right, I just fucking did it. But
we actually don't have one. I just want to say that. So we don't actually have a betting pool.
All right. Anyways, look, enough of that shit. Like you asked me what I've been doing lately, but I was messing around with micros, as everyone knows. I'm doing the micro gig. More about that in a minute too, because that's another show that's popping up. But anyways, I went into Action Wrestling because a couple of their people were following my micros, and I was like, I won't run in there and see what they're about. And like, I thought I'd been into some chill places before, but I mean, these guys are chill. These guys are cool. Like everyone there is. It's like you walked into a place and you were just like, hey, like you finally found a cool table at the fucking high school cafeteria. You know what I mean? Like there's a table of jocks and there's a table of nerds, but they're the nerds that are so secret society that they're not even letting other nerds in.
Mm-hmm.
There's just the tables of different, there's the people with this club, these club people, there's the band, there's the basketball team, there's the cheerleaders, you've got all these other groups, then you finally find a table where you're just like, shit, this is just where everyone who doesn't give a fuck sits with the other people who fuck. And dude, I found that's Action Wrestling. This is like a chill place. If e-fetting's your thing and you like, writing shit, check this place out. It's really awesome.
Okay.
Oh, by the way, I made a whole bunch of micros for them.
Okay.
That sounds good to me.
Yeah, I did check them out, and I think they have a 201.
Yes. Oh, this is one of the most interesting things about them too, that makes them different, because a lot of people say they're just like, I don't have time to write a bunch of stuff. All right. Depending on, how far you want to go is how much you have to write. If you want to try to, I want to win their world title, then you're going to be writing about 3,000 words.
Holy shit.
If you are fighting for, let's say, their television title, that's only 1,000 words.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you're fighting in their cruiserweight division, which is their 201 division, that's 700 words.
Okay.
Now, if you've been playing this game for a long time and you're used to, not having a limit or having, like 2,000 to 3,000, 4,000 words to work with,
Mm-hmm.
I dare you to try to do your thing in 700 words. I want to see you do it, because I tried it Yeah. And that's why I tried. It's like, okay, I'm going to put in another character here so that way I can have more, words to work with.
Mm-hmm.
So, but that's one thing I like about them that's different. Or if you're in just a regular one-on-one match or whatnot, it's going to be, you got 4,000 words to work with. But
Okay.
I don't think a lot of people are going to take that full 4. It just depends.
Okay.
Like, I know with tag teams, it's 4, but it's between the both of you. Let's say Megan and Dave, you two are in a tag team. One of you could write 3,000 words, and then the other person only has 1,000. So
Okay.
maybe the deal where it's like one of you doesn't have much time, and the other one could write a lot. That's one way that you can work in a tag team.
Okay. That they seem really promising. As I stated before, if that was the case,
These guys have been doing this for a while. They've been in it and running it. They seem to know what they're doing. One
for how
thing that
long?
it looks like these guys have been doing this for about 20 years. I'm not
Holy
sure how long this particular Fed's been open. But it looks like that in some way, shape, or form, these same 2 guys that run this joint have been running a Fed for at least 20 years.
God bless them. Bless them.
Exactly. Like, I don't know how these guys aren't in a fucking loony bin.
Yeah,
I could not imagine running a Fed for 20 fucking years. And
that
I
would
mean, I
be
know there's
crazy.
obviously been some breaks in there, but for the most part, I think they've been at it steady.
Wow. Kudos to the guys over at Action for that.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, they know what they're doing. Their stuff looks good. The way they present themselves. When you come in there, you know what to expect. Like, it's not like you jump into a place and be like, "Hey, yeah, I'm wanting to see how things go here." Oh my God, someone got stabbed in the neck on your show. What the fuck?
Ow. That's not kosher. Another place I see on here is
Well,
geez.
I mean, I'm not like, I'm just like saying just something off the top of my head. There's things I've seen, like, someone's like, oh, someone got their head beat in with a ball bat or something, or, somebody pulled out a gun. Like, yeah, I mean, we've all written shit like that. I wrote a segment once where, a guy was feuding with me and decided to just jump out the crowd and stab me in the shoulder right after I won a match. So,
Oh my God.
I mean, I'm guilty of the same damn thing, like shit.
We're all guilty of something.
Yeah, this was like 2004. I had hair then. But yeah, the whole point is like, if e-fetting and role playing writing is your thing with wrestling, action wrestling's a pretty awesome place.
Okay, so rave wrestling.
Okay, micros, where I came back with micros. So you asked me what I've been doing since the last episode. Well, I kept getting in with micros, and like I said 2 months, the more you do micros, the better you get. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
It's with anything, with practice. You got to keep practicing something until you get it right. And micros was one of those things. Micros, I just kept practicing till I got it right, and till I was getting better at it. I don't want to say that I've got it right, because I still don't think I'm that good. But Ray, the guy that runs that joint, asked me to help him out with some of the micros. I was like, all right, man, cool. And he said, I can do a little bit too and help you out with it. And I was like, all right. And he said, I've got a lot of characters because it's an angle fed. So it's more of a storytelling fed. And he's got so many guys that he has a lot of trouble. He doesn't want to get that many. And I'm like, yeah, let me help you out with a few. And I found out between that, there was another place that I did micros for I basically it's a lingerie football league. It's an eSIM lingerie football league with role play characters. And I had to design a base outfit for these characters. It was basically a lingerie football outfit. I had to take a male's football uniform and redesign it. And I made several designs before I got it right. Getting input from people about it on Twitter. That's why I'm always like, don't be afraid to let me know what you want to see with these so I can work on them and make it look better. And I took on those. I was doing stuff for action. There was stuff I was doing on my own, stuff I was doing for some other people, some things I was doing for 5BW, which we'll be talking about very soon. And I've been doing some of these for Rave, and this dude's micros blow mine out of the goddamn water. And I'm like, Jesus, I'm shocked. Like, you don't need my fucking help. You know what you're doing. And he's looking at telling me, it's just like, no, you're good with these two, man. Yours look awesome. And we've been trading some templates back and forth. So the micros can only get better from here on out. I have to take a break with some of them just to get there's so many people. You've been asking for a micros for over a month that I could finish in a half hour, and I just haven't been able to sit down and do. There's so many people that have asked for these, and I just haven't been able to get them done. And I'm so sorry to everyone. But
No, I understand. You get things get busy half the time. It does happen. I've been waiting patiently because it's like, oh hey, you're not going to give me a micro right away. It's like with Ben with posers. I don't know if room, but you're patient. You're patient. You have to be patient with some things. Even the only thing I'm not patient with is when Finn Balor doesn't come on TV, or if Dave doesn't get the photos.
but the thing with the micros compared to poser, and that's why I look at artists, like Ben and that other poser guy, and I respect their work because I'm like, that's boss work. Like, it looks great, but they're also, anyone who does poser or Daz 3D is going to tell you that shit takes a lot of time and that shit costs money.
Yeah.
Remember Ben telling you that the layers would cost money, like hairstyles and outfits. And I'm not talking just the whole outfit. I'm talking about each individual piece. It was like DLCs. Like, imagine if you were making your character in WWE 2K and you had to pay like 25 cents for your knee pads, or you had to pay like 50 cents for your shirt and your pants. That's the equivalent of what poser does to you.
Don't give 2K any ideas.
I mean,
oh no, and it's going that direction. Gaming's going that direction.
Hey, they've already got the loot boxes in the last 2 games. It's
dude,
they're 1 year away from actually having us charge for it.
That is a depressing discussion that we do not want to have tonight. This is a show about love and uplifting and positiveness and rainbows and shit.
And love. Anyway,
we will not have any negative talk.
Yeah, if anyone's saying, oh my god, they're talking negative stuff, they're talking about crap. No.
Yeah. If anybody wants to do anything negative, just let me know and I will crosswire their eyeballs with their testicles.
Ow. Okay, but no.
I'm saying nothing.
But
See, just because I'm calmer now doesn't mean I still ain't got that. Just like
no, but here's the thing. If I did micro, I would be impatient because it gets to the point where if I'm doing something, I become really impatient and I give up. Like, Argh! But I do want to try micro.
This goes back to with Ben, the eWrestling U course. When he was doing eWrestling University, there was actually even though it's sort of inactive, what's there is honestly a very, very good start for anyone who wants to get into e-fetting. I'm not even joking. It's how I learned to do micros. I wrote some of the courses there, honestly.
I mean, I went through the courses too. We could say we're both friends. What?
And I mean, it's just something that, if it's something you've never done and you want to get into it, it's really, really something you should look at,
Don't forget, we are Wrestling University graduates too, Jeremy.
Well, then why didn't you take the micro course?
The micro course wasn't on yet.
Well, it's there now, so jump back in there and take it.
All right,
at eWrestling University on Twitter. If you're listening, you check this shit out. It's really good. I'm telling you.
All right, I have a minor. Excuse me, I have an associate's in as I would say. I do have associates in real life, by the way. But
Yeah, I was like, I got my master's at e-wrestling here. Like, there should be a diploma. I should make a little micro diploma and a little micro graduate. That would be great.
that'd be pretty
Don't
funny
tempt
because it
me,
is.
I'll do it. And
Uh,
then somebody can get a little 16-bit mid-IO graduate by Vitamin C. You know that song? It was like, as we go
oh
on
my god.
forever. Oh my.
Oh my god, that played
Somebody,
too much when I
somebody
graduated. Shit.
should Google me. Like, somebody should dox my real address, find me, and shoot me.
oh no, we will not
Like,
do that.
not in that med. Like, just shoot me in the leg so I can get disability or something like that.
Oh, why am I laughing? Okay, I'm going to hell for laughing. And the next one is
No, you're
Elite.
not. You're going to jail for helping me commit Social Security fraud. That's
Oh,
what's going.
okay. Elite FC 19.
Oh God, yes. Hold on a second. Let me get back in my room. Let me get back into my desk for a second.
Okay, Jeremy's good on the best.
Yes. All right. So we talk about fighting a lot with wrestling, and of course, things evolve. Everything evolves. Some things for the worse, some for the better. One thing that's happened, of course, with real wrestling is a lot of people, just with the rise of the real fighting with mixed martial arts. That's where a lot of fandoms, people have left, professional wrestling for the UFC. So you think, of course, that we're going to do the same freaking thing in the role playing community, and that's exactly what we've done.
It just got quiet. So this is basically an MMA film.
Yes, it's pretty much, for the most part, it is, an MMA version of a EFED of, traditional professional wrestling.
So basically, you have your unorthodox Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, your judo background.
Well, yeah, you take your you would take a basic EFEDer, that you would create a wrestler that, it's like, what is this wrestler's gimmick? He's a brawler. Oh, he knows high flying. He's a showman, or, power power moves, etc. Well, MMA guys are the same if you think about it. Fighters are pretty much with that. You have fighters who are, submission guys. They may know jujitsu. They rely on finesse grappling and, applying submissions and chokes. You may have, traditional Western wrestlers who are pretty much, they just overpower you, take you to the ground and start pounding on you. You may have guys that stand up and box with you. They may know kickboxing, like, Mirko Krokop. You have guys that are all around, like Boss Rutan. So there's characters that you can create. There's even brawlers you can create, a Tank Abbott or a Kimbo Slice. Some of the characters that they have a guy who's an internet brawler. He's just this big redneck from Canada, and he just beats people. They've got him on YouTube beating people. If you've ever heard of the internet troll named Charlie Zelenov, they've got a character mimicked after him. My guy is a guy who, was trained in real and pro wrestling. He was trained in the real shit and the fake shit, basically. And he's basically saying pro wrestling is fake.
Yeah, I saw it. I was like,
he's
whoa.
talking about the promotion side of wrestling, but people think he's talking about the performance aspect of wrestling. He's like, I'm not saying what you do in the ring is fake. I'm saying what you do behind the curtain is fake. And you need to be, I respect your abilities and you're in the wrong business. But you can see that's the gimmick I'm portraying with him, which is definitely controversial. But I'm going to make sure that, again, everything is done in a sense, in a sprinkle of moderation, of course. And there's a line you don't cross. I come so close to crossing it that it immediately gets people, rattled up. So.
I mean, they're doing it as character, not real life stuff, to be honest. Because, let's be honest, people say, I mean, this is just my perspective. People just say, oh, hey, wrestling is fake, but the injuries are legit.
Oh yeah, like I'm gonna
Mhm.
tell you, like we were talking earlier about Ben. I
Mhm.
dare you to say, hey Ben, when that dude slammed you on your first night, was that fake? I'm gonna be like, hey Ben, is the fact that you got to soak in a hot shower because you worked 4 nights in a row fake? He's gonna do, yeah. Look at him and tell him what he was. Tell him how sore he was feeling is fake because he was telling me about it. You know what I mean? And he'd tell anybody, be like, yeah, I'm fucking sore, but goddamn, it was the fucking best fucking 4 days of my life. Is what
Yep.
he'd tell you.
Now let me ask.
I have no disrespect for that, and and I'm not, it's a fine line I'm walking as a
Okay,
character.
wrestling is scripted, not fake. Okay, so
Yeah, more or less.
Mhm. Now let me ask you this, Ben, because you're in the chat. Since you've been wrestling or taking buzz and managing, I'm trying to think of the proper way. What was the hardest injury or the hardest thing you felt since you started that?
Might take a
Shit,
while for a response.
to be honest, I think for episode 30, we should have Ben on the show.
That
the
would
invite,
be a great
the invite's out there.
The invite's out there. Jeremy's done this twice. Let's have one.
You'd have 10 weeks to prepare. So
10 weeks.
yeah, because episode
That
30
means
will be
you've
10
got
weeks
10
away.
weeks to get a CPU that can handle 4 guests. Ooh.
Who said I'm gonna say that? By episode 25, maybe supposed just gonna kick me off, and it's just gonna be her.
Oh,
That's ridiculous.
I thought that was him. Then again, there's this little
There you
ad.
go. Hey, just got back. He said, match 3 of 7 refereeing the AEW tryouts. I thought I shattered my elbow. My entire arm. What was that? Hang on. Missed that there. Yeah, it's like my entire arm and elbow was bruised and swollen.
Ow!
That's why they say don't do this at home.
Oh my god.
Actually,
Wow.
to be fair, it's like if anybody actually thinks that the referee's job is easy, perfect example is that was a few weeks ago that referee that basically broke his leg during the end of a match. The NXT referee.
God.
I don't know. It was like.
All right, here's what I'm going to ask you. If you think a referee's job is fake, here's what I'm going to respond to you and say, okay? I want you to go and I want you to take a couple pieces of wood, lay them out on something, and I want you to just take a fucking piece of carpet and lay over top. And then I want you to sit twice in a row. And I want you to do that about 10 times. Then I want you to slap it 3 times. Then I want you to wait a few minutes, and then I want you to keep doing it again. But you got to be doing it as hard as you can, as loud as you can. I want you to feel when you're done with all of that.
Oh my god.
You ain't wearing a glove. No, you ain't wearing a glove. I didn't see nobody wear a glove. I didn't see no referee wear a glove.
Yeah, for blood.
Mind you, if I were a
podcast.
referee, I'd have to wear a glove because my hand is up.
We're
And
talking
if I
about
wasn't
injuries.
allowed to wear some form of glove on my hand, I could not do that shit.
Oh,
actually, Ben just saying some more stuff here. He said he also threw up recently during training where he was doing fireman's carries around the arena. And as I said, his left knee right now is torn up as well from the show where I couldn't slide in position and had to keep dropping. So it's not easy. Definitely not easy. You think the people just doing the bumps have got it bad? They're the only ones?
Yeah, that's why, like, I think people laughed at me when I was like, man, when I used to work out, I was like, man, I would just try to get a log on my back, like a big thick one, but get a little bit of weight on my back and just run around the fucking woods with it and move firewood like that. Now people know why I do.
That's crazy.
Like it's what you got to do to your body is insane, like insane. That's why I would never go to say that it's but you can see why just insinuating things with that character that I have would generate heat, especially in May. He's like, bro, he went full Ronda Rousey, is what someone said. He went full on nails, and I was like, okay, that's what I did. And fuck it. I'm gonna draw some heat. I'm gonna write some shit. I'm gonna have some fun.
Earlier today that Donnie put out.
Okay, another one is my wrist also is straight up from my watch, but I took a bump off the apron.
Oh, sorry.
No, go ahead.
Oh, I thought you already said that one. Never mind.
No, it just happened right. Oh my god.
Yeah, wrist was also scraped from my watch when I took a bump off the apron of the concrete.
Oh.
Actually, I will say it actually goes back to, you know, when I was a kid. I'm probably told Megan about it before, but you know those with WWE where they always say those "don't try this at home" things.
Mm-hmm.
I was with a couple of kids that didn't listen about that, and there was like playing around in school. We were doing like mess, you know, like made up wrestling and all that. We were doing moves and all that. And for some reason, I let one of them decide to do like a choke slam on me. But we were doing it outside, and it was like it's on grass, but it's dried up ground.
Oh.
So it's very hard. So I basically did. I lift that up, drop me on the ground, and I like fall back, like all my back at once, land on the ground, like flat. And I did that, and I couldn't breathe properly for like 10 minutes. Like I was gasping for breath the whole time.
Yeah.
So,
If you ever get a chance next time we talk to Matt, ask Matt about the time when he was training in HWA in Cincinnati for I think less than. And he did he went to do a moonsault to the outside off the second rope from the apron. He, crawled up there and just jumped off. And he was like, man, I thought I just did it, and I wasn't ready to do anything like that. And even though they caught me, I still blew out my knee when I landed. It scared me from doing anything else after that, and I gave it up. And I was like, well, shit, man, you should just rehab the knee and gave it another shot. He was like, dude, I didn't move too soon, and I scared myself. Like I could have broke my leg.
Oh my god! Wow,
He was lucky he didn't lose. His knee healed back. Obviously, I mean, you can blow out your knee and somewhat keep it, but you're not 100% ever again.
Mm-hmm.
Like I've got so many problems between the nerve damage and all the different breaks and jinks and janks. And yeah, I'm surprised I can still walk. That even has nothing to do with wrestling. It just has to do with me being an idiot and not taking care of myself.
Mm-hmm. Pretty interesting to say at least. But
yeah. I'm sorry to pop back, just back to the elite, elite FC. That's why I'm gonna give this MMA Fed thing a shot and see what happens, because I like it and I like where it goes. I'm a fan of MMA.
Mm-hmm.
I preach jiu-jitsu to everyone I can. I'm always like, man, I do Gracie jiu-jitsu. If you don't do anything, look it up on YouTube. It's great. I love the Gracie videos. Have you ever seen? Back in the 90s when no one knew anything, when martial arts was just like ninja and ninjutsu and all of that. No one knew anything about it. Here come these Brazilian dudes that were like 50 pounds lighter than them and like 5 inches shorter, and they just walked up, just grabbed them by their necks, and they were out. And they're like, what are these guys? And they got on tape where they would just be like, in his next competitor, he knows Shotokan karate, he knows Kimpo, he knows Kung Fu, and Impact Salat. This other man is a Gracie Jiu-Jitsu representative who has only been representative for 10 minutes.
Okay.
The man tries to kick him, and he grabs him immediately. He flips him over and chokes him out as if he is playing with a toddler.
Okay,
and this is every Jiu-Jitsu video you'll ever see. It was amazing.
Excuse me, Jeremy. Sorry to cut you off for a second. Ben said, tell you what, if have me sometime and I'll go through what our jurors are like. You know what? I'm gonna make a decision, an executive decision. I said episode 30 was going to be our next live show. I'm going to move that back 5 episodes to episode 25. If okay, Ben, if you want to be on episode 25, that Wednesday, let me count the date. Jeremy, if you wanna show this, you can. Dave, if you could say breaking news. I'm breaking this right now.
Wait, hang on. Well, we have to agree on our parties first. We don't even know if you're gonna be free in 5 weeks.
Okay, can I actually confirm?
Okay, so
Okay.
so 5 weeks from now you're good to go. Because if that's the case,
Okay.
we can go live on 25.
Life.
I hope so.
All right, let's see. Pardon me. Episode would be
It'll be 25, so it'll be 5 weeks from now, which would be, if I can do the math right, 6, 3, 3. It'll be July. Oh, actually, no, wait, it'll be July 3rd.
right before 4th of July.
Yes, that is what July 3rd would be. That's how calendars work.
You sure? Because that is a holiday.
That's 5 weeks. That's 5 weeks from now.
Okay, wait a second. I have something on July 3rd. I didn't realize.
Yeah.
Because I can see the fireworks every year.
We could know it's
That's pretty easy. Just pop it back a week and then just do the 25th episode on July 10th. That's called booking on the fly.
But then again, it doesn't necessarily have to be a live show. We can still have a
booking live on the air, guys.
It doesn't have
bad etiquette.
It doesn't have to be a live show anyway. We could just do a pre-record and just put it up like we usually do.
Okay, that does make sense. All right, so Ben, if you want to be on our show, I think we're gonna get back to you as soon as Dave and I figure this out.
Yeah,
because that would be a good topic. But we would love to have you on.
We could always it like I said, doesn't necessarily have to be like the three of us talking like normally doing a podcast. We could do it like a proper interview style and have it spliced into one of the shows.
Hey, Ben's interview. An interview with Ben. Perfect.
There you go.
Perfect.
And even then, if we do that, it doesn't necessarily have to be tied down to a specific day and all that. We could do it like on a, we could do it on a Saturday before. Actually, no, we can't. I was gonna say do it on a Saturday before one of our shows, but we can't do that because I'm at work. So, but we'll figure it out.
That would be perfect. That would help Ben. Ben would be a exclusive interview with Ben for our show, and perfect. Well, Ben,
we'll iron it out after the show.
Yes. So we'll figure it out, and then we'll air it, and then we'll go from there. And what were you saying, Jeremy? We were discussing business matter on the show.
Yes, you're having a booking meeting live on the air.
Again, if you know the two of us, we know that we will go off topic very, 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 very easily.
I am Groot.
Oh God.
7.
Nope. She said I am Groot back, so that's 8. And
8.
I just said it again. That's 9.
9.
No, I burped.
No.
All right.
That's saying in a different language.
Yeah, that's 9. That's 9 shots. For anyone keeping track, that's 9 shots.
At least we're not burping. Well, I'm burping. Excuse me. That was necessary. Sorry, but okay. So
it looks like we're gonna get to the main point of why this is the main event. So for everyone listening to all this bullshit, I'm sorry, but this wasn't even the point of the bullshit. Now we're ready for the big turd.
The big turd.
You gotta build up anticipation for the end. Like you do it at the start, it's like, oh, what's the point of listening to the rest of it? Now we get to the good bit.
All right.
This is the best bit, folks. This is the bit you all came to hear.
I'm nervous.
It's the part you all came to see, except you lot in the corner. We paid for you to come here.
Okay. So I'm nervous.
This is the part where I have to step back, and I'm like, all right, Megan, take the reins, make me proud.
All right, I got you, brother. I love all of you. I love you too, Dave. I love you too, Ben. I love you too, Jeremy. I love everyone.
It's not
You're-
like
you're
it's not like you can get locked up tomorrow. Come on.
I'm not going to jail. I'm just saying it because I want to make everyone proud here. All right. So
You are stepping into a very, very dangerous realm. I mean, this is like, the bullshit metaphor is not even really a joke. Like what you are stepping into with this venture, you are stepping into what could potentially be the biggest pile of shit you've ever stepped into. And I'm not talking about your product. I'm talking about being a Fed head and
Hey,
running your own Fed.
don't try
Do
to
you have
scare
any
away,
idea
please.
what
Don't
kind
scare
of
away.
shit?
okay. So obviously,
I'm just saying, I admire for wanting to do this, and especially having this idea for many years and going, this isn't just something I pulled out of my. You're like, this isn't something I just pulled out of my ass. Like I've actually planned this and thought it out.
okay.
Okay. So take the floor, because there are a lot of people that are very, very impressed with your plan, and I'm one of them. So,
Thank you. All
well,
right.
you're very welcome. The floor is yours. Let them know.
Actually, Jeremy.
Yeah.
Fam.
Clapping for me.
Okay.
You
So
could have just flicked your lighter and waved it in the air. That would have.
this, as this was brought up, this is the most biggest task I'm doing. I'm kind of nervous, but with the support system I have, I think it's a go. I hope. Obviously, I stepped away from vetting in 2016, took time off, but this was beforehand. This was like prior. If I didn't join any of you guys' places, the vision I had in mind was opening a place where it was based in my hometown of New York, of the Bronx. Bronx is my hometown. The concept was putting a little federation in a city where you have 5 boroughs: Staten Island, Brooklyn, the Bronx, Manhattan, and Queens. 5. Going up to New York every other weekend, you vision what can be something big. Now, the thing got off a little bit on hold for the time being because I sort of disdained, but the passion like came back sort of, and I'm like, okay, I think I can do. Let me tell my story. Thing is, back when the whole GPW thing happened, and me and Dave came along, we were telling a story, and we tried to do that with the whole Amy Harrison and MVC thing. We wanted to tell our story and how the characters, would come along. It's basically a book. So when it was getting to the point where after the whole Bando Brawls thing fell apart, sorry if I had mentioned, I was thinking, okay,
Not a problem.
what?
It's not like it was Chris Benoit. We can say it.
Okay, I do want to apologize, but
No,
thinking,
that's no apologize.
okay, but the whole thing was like, okay, let me try to figure out something here. What can I story? So the whole concept, and I mean, this wasn't an idea like, oh hey, I'm gonna start a place. This was a concept I had for a while. Here's the thing: when I started, it started as a small brand. I was nagging Dave to get on board. He eventually did get on board. We built up a situation where we're gonna have this match where it's gonna tell a story and everything. Uh, so eventually this came into fruition, and then the whole thing with Jeremy in the form, it's it's uh it's building up, and it's right there. June 1st is the expected delivery date. Expected date to open. I just said delivery date. I'm thinking I'm at work all of a sudden. Okay, so June 1 is the aim date. So we're getting into the process of building and building and building. You, Dave, and Matt are been helping me a lot with this too. As I said, I'm nervous, but I did not expect people asking, "Hey, what's this about? What's this about?" I'm going to tell you what's this about. 5BW, the concept of 5BW, obviously the 5 boroughs, Bronx, Staten Island, Manhattan, Queens, and Brooklyn. We're not doing outside of like Long Island, State, Connecticut, New Jersey, and so forth. We're not doing that. Now, this is basically angles. This is going to be an angle where you tell me your story, you write it. It's going to be multiple characters. You can play whoever. Like, you can bring like a season 1, season 2, season 3, season 4, season 5, etc. If we go that long. As of right now, the place is bi-monthly. It sort of has the NXT format of the takeovers every once a month, once every 2 months. Like for now, June 30th is the first day, Vendetta Beginnings. That's the first thing, and after Beginnings, we're gonna keep building the story to the next story, till the next Vendetta happens, and to the next Vendetta happens. If there is a review, if there's a rave thing about this, I might switch it to monthly, just to keep the story going. RPs, they could be necessary for character development. And another thing I should also encourage is doing those RPs where you bounce it back and forth, where it's telling the story and you keep telling me that story, and then it books to the next match. You know, anything in New York City. As I said, it's based in New York City. My first ever EFIC character, Dora, from Dora the Explorer. I know I'm corny, but I thought it was cool. Dora is the owner of it, but in actuality, it's me. So yeah, that's what I want to break down. That biggest thing. I have read about angle fetting, from the EWU, and I didn't say, oh hey, I'm going to start it right away. I just wanted to do more researching before I actually felt comfortable. As I said, for now it's just bi-monthly. But if something happens, like say, oh hey, we like the first show, what's the next story? It's going to turn into monthly. Like you're gonna have a show every end of the month. Like, oh hey, here's Beginnings, here's the next one, 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 the next one. You know what I mean? We have 2 matches so far confirmed, and I want to try to, bring commentary into it, segments. That's what I feel. But other than that, I think the match writing's gonna be pretty interesting, to say at least. But the people could give the story of the scenario. Basically, as I said, you're in your creative control. You give me stuff to write. You give me stuff to write your matches. If you want to help write matches, go. That's perfect. I suggest interaction with people. I just want to make this one big family where we all get along and we all whatever do. Now, when it comes to time with championship, I'm gonna take Ben's advice. What he said: Fed head should not hold championship. Thing is, I don't want to bask in the glory most of the time. But I just want to give people that opportunity, the chance. Like, oh hey, what's this about? Now, when I did the EFED project, it was a podcast, and obviously things happened towards March of 15, which I don't want to get into. But it's like with Untitled. You're into something, you do it. You have to get up and go right away. Yes, I understand people are not going to like it. People are not going to be like, oh, what the hell is this? Why is this bitch running? She has no right to doing it. Yada, 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 yada. It's a thing I've been wanting to do for years, and it's coming to fruition. Now, if anything happens in real life, because obviously they say real life things happen, real life comes in a way, then you gotta put things on hold. You know what I mean? Nothing lasts forever, as they would say. But, other than that, that's what I just want to add. So we're having the press conference, and we're opening the same day. So that's what.
Yep. It's slow build. It's you don't rush things, because we have this whole instant gratification kick that everyone's on now,
Mm-hmm.
and it's something that we just need to learn to stop. but it's hard sometimes. But I think a lot of people, there's a big push that a lot of people want to return to that. Give us some good stuff that, we want to go back to that. We want to go back to, take a few months to tell us a good long story that keeps us on our toes and wondering what's going to happen next, instead of binge watching the whole episode and binge watching the whole season in one night.
It's like Game of Thrones. Like people were waiting so long for season 8 to come out, and then obviously they were disappointed with the end of season. It's kind of like that.
Yeah, but not so much. But look at the ideas of those episodic shows.
Mm-hmm.
But it's still to people wanting gratification. A lot of people's complaints a lot of times stem down to things like, well, what happened with this and what happened with that? And I'm thinking, there might be a reason you don't know yet.
Mm-hmm.
There's something they're trying to, build you to here, and you just want the quick payoff. It's the same with a lot of wrestling fans. They want the quick payoff, not realizing if, in creative, I guess you could say the same thing with them, because they've got corporate stockholders and people expecting them to turn a profit now, and they don't have time to wait for a good story to take about 9 to 12 months to pay off and make them.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why I like man needs his medicine. I have a lot of medication. I plenty. So the whole point is, I'm pretty much just giving you try.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, that's pretty much all. Like I might write a match, but I've learned in my, if you want me to write a match for 2 people I don't know anything about, be quite as good as if I write something that I know the people there and I know what they're doing. Fetting is really all about. And it comes down to just, it allows more creative control. I've never done it in my freaking life, but it just pretty much comes down to creative control. You have a little bit more of it in an empathetic sense.
See, I want to give people the chance to like, oh hey, I'm interested in doing this. I've got I think 2 people. Well, one person is actually in the room that's actually interested, and another is talking with me. I got to bring him into the Discord room. So wow, when you have interest, and when you told me I was interested, wait a second, what? I was in shock.
Yeah, and I think it's because just 5BW, and it looked good, it looked interesting, and a lot of people they're like, hey, a New York-based Fed, that looks rad, because a lot of people, New York, every time I hear that song now, I think of making bacon pancakes.
Ben said, Feta, eek, it's a big step. It sounds like House of Glory. It's kind of like that, yeah. It's like every other month. Like I think House of Hardcore has bi-monthly shows.
Yeah, and you can do like 6 a year, and if you build to them properly, you've got 2 months, and you got to remember too, a lot of characters usually make appearances in other places, and some of them are Twitter active, and between that and role plays and between what you do as a promoter, there's no reason that people wouldn't be aware that these matches are happening, and they'd be interested to know what happens and how it happens. And that's when they'll come read it. They get to read the show and be like, ooh, this is pretty cool. I want to be a part of this. So, and that's why I said what you're doing looks good, and why I was like, and I think you realize very quickly, you're like, I'm not going to be able to just do this as some quick, low key stuff. This is blowing up. So I'm glad that you caught that. You've got some promoter sense to you about that. It's called upgrading your venue. Is what it is. It's nothing disrespectful to being like, hey man, I would absolutely love to I'd love to run this gig at the little convention center on the edge of town. I'm sorry, man, but I got like 16,000 people wanting tickets. I got to run this motherfucker out of the Superdome or the Omni.
Right, and
Superdome. That's the wrong one to say. I'm using old arenas that have long since been torn down. You get the idea of it. It's upgrading the venues. It's like I want the 5,000 seat venue, but if I got 15,000 people wanting tickets, I'm upgrading my venue.
I mean, it's not like I'm waking up every morning every morning like, oh hey, I'm gonna start a promotion on my own because I'm sick and tired of surfer. That's not the first thing I woke up to. Like, the first thing I woke up to was getting dressed and what am I gonna wear for work and how's the day gonna start. If I have like time during the job, I can check that and work on stuff. But most of the time, it's work. And as soon as I get home, it's like, okay, here's what I have to do and so forth. Let me get started. We have real lives. We're not going to spend like almost every time sitting on the computer like, oh hey, I'm gonna randomly eat fat. I'm gonna go on Twitter and so forth and do it all day. No disrespect to anyone, but
No, I dig it for real, but that what were you talking about me? No, you probably weren't. But I'm just about it. All right, I really do need to go take medicine soon, but before I disappear into the night, like again, I just say that you're taking a major venture, and I'm proud of you for what you're doing with this, and that's why I'm like, I'm gonna help you make it look good. I'm gonna help you try to sell it. You're in charge of the product. Don't get it wrong. Like, you're the one that's determining what's gonna happen with all this. I'm just gonna try to help you make it look good visually and maybe do a couple of things here or there with promoting it. Maybe lend you a jobber character or something. And then Dave is going to be there too, and I know Dave's going to be writing and right there beside you with things as well. Matt's going to be probably helping you build the forums because I can't build those forums with the cock. And I know there's going to be plenty of handlers jumping in that are going to be writing things with this. They're going to be writing role plays. They're going to be writing segments. Some might even want to write their own matches because some people like to do that in Angle Feds. I think at the end of the day, you stand a good chance to have a pretty good shot of running something special here. It might be bigger than what you were expecting it to be. And I wish you the best of flipping luck at this, chick. I really do.
Thank you. I don't want people to say, "Oh my God, this is gonna flop within a month. She's not gonna handle it." I just said, if something happens, anything can happen from now to then. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. I think you got this. I really do. Like I said, your boy's got to go take medicine now, but I'm going to end with the whole, from Ben graduating into real wrestling to you graduating into Fed heading to Dave graduating into getting a better computer to, I guess, me
it's not gonna happen for like
graduating
another year.
But even learning into me, learning how to, grow some weed. I'm just, the whole point is just moving forward, progress. Don't be afraid to try new things. The worst you can do is and learn how not to do it again. You know what I mean?
And
I guess there's my last bit of positivity to you guys. Don't be afraid to try something new. And if anyone says anything about it, fuck them with Adolf Hitler's dick.
Thank you, Jeremy.
Not a problem. I love you guys. I will see y'all later. Be safe.
Right. We love you too. I am great. All right, so I guess that wraps up our show. Just a little quick thing. June 1st is our jukebox. Ben, I don't know if you're still in here. Dave and I will get in contact as soon as we can. Uh, Other than that, thank you guys for listening. Technical difficulties, we'll work on that as soon as possible. But thank you guys for listening. See ya.
Thank you. I need to sleep.
And Dave needs to sleep. It's
It's
hot
late.
in my room. I know. How long have we gone on for?
We're closing on 3 hours now.
Holy shit.
Yeah.
All right.
You're better at
Yes,
this
I
stuff.
am part.
And we're still on the air, you know.
Jesus Christ.
Take care, everyone.
Take care.